Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, this is Station. I'm ready for the event.
European Space Agency, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
This is ESA astronaut Matthias Maurer, your former crewmate. Samantha, how do you read me?
Hey, Matthias, I have you loud and clear. Welcome back aboard the ISS.
Excellent. It's great to see you smiling, Samantha. I'm here at Farnborough Air Show, and we have a huge audience. Everyone here is keen to hear about your adventures, especially about your great day yesterday. Just tell us what you did yesterday, and how do you feel right now?
I feel very tired, but yeah, it was an amazing experience to finally have the opportunity of going out the door and experience yeah, this amazing feeling, these amazing views, the challenges of a spacewalk.
What were the tasks that you had to do outside?
So first we deployed 10 nanosatellites, and then we moved to this fairly new module of the Russian segment. Was launched last year, and it was launched together with the ERA, the European Robotic Arm, and so we did some work related to that.
Excellent. Samantha, I'm here with a great audience, and I also have here Dallas Campbell, who's moderating, and I hand over to him. He has more questions, and we're all curious to hear your answers.
Hi, Samantha. It's Dallas Campbell here. It's lovely to see you. Congratulations for your EVA yesterday. I've got some questions from our audience, and we've asked them to speak nice and slowly and nice and clearly, so hopefully you'll be able to hear them. I'm going to hand over to our first question, which is Thomas Denny. So Thomas, nice and clear, please.
Is time different in space?
Hey, hello Dallas and hello Thomas. I'm going to have to ask you to repeat that question. What is different in space?
How is time different in space?
Oh, time, of course. Yeah, sorry about that, Thomas. Yeah, let's see. Well, we are not quite as synchronized in our 24-hour day with the rhythm of sunrises and sunsets as we are more or less on Earth. So we fly around the Earth once every 90 minutes. So every day we fly around the Earth about 15, 16 times, and and every time the sun rises and then the sun sets. And so there is no rhythm like that. But we still work on a 24-hour day. That's still kind of the default rhythm of our circadian system, and it's also, of course, the work day for all the people on the ground around the world who support us all the time, and we work very closely with them. So we use our watch, and we know what time it is, and we live our days and nights more or less on a 24-hour rhythm like on Earth.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Our next question for Samantha is from Leonardo Rogers. Where is Leonardo? Right, so nice and clear, please. Oh, hang on, we've just got to get a microphone to you. Hold on 1 second.
You need to repeat the question.
Oh, I think we're struggling with the microphone, so I'll ask it on your behalf. So Leonardo wants to know, what is your favorite thing to do in space?
Wow, I think that there is at least two things, Leonardo, and that's a lovely name, by the way. One is enjoying weightlessness, right? I can float like this, and it's an amazing feeling of, I guess, of freedom and lightness and effortlessness, in the way you can move around, kind of like Spider-Man in the 3 dimensions. But I also incredibly enjoy the views of our home planet from the windows. It's a very special perspective, and it offers a lot of beauty for us to enjoy on a daily basis.
Thank you very much, Leonardo. Sorry we couldn't quite hear you, but we've got your question, so congratulations for that. Thank you. Our next question is Charlotte Austin Aldatz. Where's Charlotte? She's down at the front here. Right. Your question to Samantha, please.
How do you go to the toilet in space?
Hey, Charlotte. Yeah, that is a very important question. Of course, you know, we're humans up here, and so if you think about it, it can be a little bit tricky to go to the toilet when there is no weight, when we are weightless, because when you go to the toilet, you want things to go in the right direction, you know, away from your body and into a containment system. And so that is what our toilet up here provides. And in order to draw things in the right direction, we have a fan that we turn on so that there is some airflow. And that, you know, in weightlessness, that is enough to draw things, you know, in the right direction and away from your body. And for the liquid waste, we have a funnel that the urine goes through, and then we actually recycle it. So it's amazing. So we, as we like to say, we turn yesterday's coffee into tomorrow's coffee. And then for the solid waste, that we gather in a container, and when it's full, we, you know, one of us is lucky enough to get to change it out.
Great answer. Charlotte, does that answer your question? Would you like to be an astronaut and go to the loo in space? No. Good answer. We've got a question from, okay, Tilly May Templeton. Where's Tilly? Nice big wave so we can identify where you are. Okay, we're getting the microphone to Tilly.
Have you ever done a spacewalk?
Ooh. What?
Wow, Tilly, that is a very timely question, because just yesterday I had the opportunity of doing my very first spacewalk. And yeah, it was a very intense and amazing experience.
Right, okay, well, those are set questions. I don't know how long we've got you, Samantha, for. Have we got you for a few more minutes? Another 10 minutes. What I'd like to do is I'd like to open it up to the audience. If you've got a question, put your hand up and give us a nice wave so we can identify you. Wait for the microphone to get to you, and then we'll ask. We can ask the question. We've got somebody over there with their hand up, nice and yes. Okay. So if you can give us your question nice and clearly, please.
Can you spin in space? Can you do a spin in space? Can you do a spin? Can you do a spin?
A spin. Oh, a spin. Hey, let me try. Here. See. Ooh. So what do you think?
Fantastic. Good question, actually. There we go. Who else has got a bonkers question to ask for Samantha? Right, we've got a young gentleman there. Oh, sorry, up there. Sorry, Lammy, yeah.
How do you wash your hair?
Yes. We don't have showers up here. We do not have flowing water. And so we have a shampoo. It's called a no-rinse shampoo that you can like squirt a little bit of it in your hair, and then you go with a towel and you try to get the dirt off your hair that way. Of course, you know, I've been up here now for about 3 months, and certainly my hair doesn't feel as clean as it did when I first arrived.
Thank you very much. Right, so middle left aisle. Someone, have we got the microphone to them?
Your left, in the centre.
Yes.
No, further over, Dallas.
There. Okay, great.
Stand up.
How do you know where's the ground? How do you know where the ground is?
Help me out here. How do I know where the ground is? Oh, you mean where up and down is in space because we're weightless? Is that what you mean? So if that was the question, it's a great question because there is really no reason why, you know, what we call the deck necessarily should be the deck and what we call the overhead necessarily should be the ceiling. But we kind of agree on that definition. So, for example, all the writings that you see in here are in this direction, right? You know, I'm upright right now, and so all the writings that I see in the module are in a proper direction for me to read. If I went upside down, which I can do, of course, there we go, then everything looks upside down, but just because of the conventional way that the module was built. But otherwise, in principle, we can decide that up there is the deck, or, you know, or this is the ceiling, and it wouldn't really matter.
Right, we've got a question over right at the back here, I think.
Can you tell us briefly where your space career began?
Sorry, could you repeat that one?
Could you tell us briefly where your space career began?
Oh, where my space career began? Yes, absolutely. So I studied aerospace engineering in college, so kind of maybe that lay a little bit the groundwork. And also it's a reflection of the fact that as a child and then as a teenager and a young woman, I was really very, very interested in space, and I had this dream of maybe one day becoming an astronaut and flying to space. And then for a while I was in the Air Force, in the Italian Air Force, as a pilot, and then I guess I was at the right time in the right place. The astronaut selection of 2008 at the European Space Agency came around, and of course I applied, and I was lucky enough to be one of the people who were selected for that class. And we are, by the way, selecting, we're in the final stages, I believe, right now, of selecting a new class of astronauts.
Thank you very much. Right, we're going to go to the other side of the room over there. I haven't got my glasses on, so someone will have a microphone, so let's have your question.
How dark is space?
How dark is space? Well, it depends if you're illuminated by the sun at a given moment, or if you're in what we call eclipse. So you're hidden kind of like behind the Earth, or the sun is hidden behind the Earth from your perspective. So in that case, it becomes really, really dark. Well, it also depends, you know, if the moon is visible and how much reflection comes from the moon. Yeah, in general, it goes from being very, very dark if you're in eclipse to being very, very bright if you are in sunlight.
Great, good question, good question. Right, back on the other side, who's got a microphone? Yes, hello.
What does space smell like?
That's another very interesting question. We do have something that we call the smell of space, and it's usually something that we can smell whenever we get in contact with hardware or a vehicle that was outside in vacuum. Like, for example, yesterday when Oleg and I did our spacewalk, and then after about 7 hours out in vacuum, we came back and we repressurized the airlock, and then our colleagues from inside opened the hatch. And the first thing that they said when they opened the hatch is, "It smells like space." And it's a little bit of a smell which is a mix of, I guess, yeah, it's like metallic burnt. That's a little bit how that smell feels like.
Right, we've got a couple of minutes left, so centered towards the back, apparently. Someone has a mic.
How old were you when you started?
How old were you when you started?
Right,
you mean
can I
how
ask you
old
to say
was
that
Samantha
one more
when
time?
she became an...
You mean how old was Samantha when she became an...
Yeah, so if that was the question, I was 32. And yeah, usually astronauts are probably somewhere between their late 20s and their early 40s when they are selected. It's not a job that you normally do right out of college. It's more something that you do after you've already started your career, usually in a STEM field or in aviation or in medicine, for example.
Great. You've got plenty of time, basically, if you want to be an astronaut, I think. Right, right at the back. Hi.
How many stars have you seen?
How many stars I've seen? Oh gosh, you know, the stars are pretty difficult to count. I suppose I've seen quite many. You know, it's interesting up here because first of all, you don't have to worry about the weather. It's strange on the ground. If you want to watch the night sky, you kind of have to worry about the weather. Is it going to be a clear sky, or is it going to be cloudy? And up here in space, it's kind of like the opposite. If I want to see something on the ground, let's say I want to take a picture of my hometown of the UK, I kind of have to worry about the weather there, because if it's cloudy, I cannot see it. But the stars, no matter what the weather is like on Earth, they're always there for us to see. Every time we go into the shade in eclipse, the stars come up.
Samantha, this is Dallas. I'm just wondering if you saw the James Webb Telescope images from NASA, if you've had a chance to look at them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we were actually watching the event live when the first image was unveiled. So our teams on the ground were kind enough to stream it up for us, and so we were watching live.
Right at the back, I think we have a question.
What inspired you to become an astronaut?
What I studied? Is that the question?
Inspired you to become an astronaut?
Inspired you to become an astronaut?
I'm sorry about that. I still did not understand what inspired me. Got it. Yeah, it's something I've dreamt about since I was a child, probably you guys' age, if I can guess right from your voices. And I think it was an accumulation of different impressions that kind of sparked that passion in my child's heart. From watching the night sky, we were just talking about it. I grew up in a small village in the Italian Alps, and there was very little light pollution, and so the stars were a powerful presence at night. But also reading books about adventure, Jules Verne, for example, watching TV shows. I was a big Star Trek fan growing up, and then having amazing teachers in school who really made me passionate about about space, but about science and technology in general.
That is all we've got time for in terms of questions, but I'd really like you to give Samantha a big round of applause just to show your appreciation.
It's been so great to talk to you, and thanks so much to everyone asking the questions, and also to everyone who maybe had a question but didn't get to ask it. Maybe we'll have another opportunity to meet in the future. Thanks so much, Dallas, and thanks so much, Matthias, as well. So nice to hear your voice.
Thank you, Samantha, and please give a big hug to all my space brothers and sisters in space. I'm missing them all.
I will. Yeah. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Enjoy the show.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you to all the participants from ESA. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communication.